here, and they're not in mud. We don't have a whole lot of mud, but it's just made it nicer to have a place for them to stand.
Absolutely.
So we also have the path that goes all the way around this pasture out to the parking lot. So when volunteers come or people that want to take tours come, they walk down that path and we stop here. It's a very visual gathering area so that they can see, okay, this is where we stop,
Right.
And then we go from there, give
Right.
instructions, finish the tour, however we do it. So a little fire suppression system. This is tied into the well itself, and we have a 2,500-gallon holding tank up here.
Right.
So the well is under constant pressure, so it pressurizes the line coming down to here and to this faucet here. So the only thing you have to do to start this is usually on. I took it off this morning. You just turn this knob.
No pressure.
Yep. Woo-hoo! There you go. Yeah. And so we can go. Yeah.
Do that again.
And this holds, if there's enough hose to go all the way around to the other side of the barn.
Either corner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To go that way or that way,
Yeah.
so that we can get.
Right.
Mostly I wanted to be able to get it inside because if there's a fire, it's going to go up those rafters. And for me, it just buys enough time to open up gates and get anything that's in there out. Because if this barn ever catches, we're not going to save it. There's no way. But, so this just goes back in.
Yeah.
We've got everything cut out to fit. And so that just keeps anything from getting down in there.
Yeah.
So. And sometimes I use it to fill water troughs because it's pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I'm washing the water troughs out, which we do once a week, they get dumped and scrubbed out, especially as we're coming into spring and summer with the mosquitoes. Because otherwise,
Do that. Yeah. They come.
that's a good tool to use for that. Before I was just dumping bleach and using a scrub brush, and this makes it a little bit easier. So all of the power, you can see the breaker is all over there. There are lights and switches and plug-ins in every stall. So in case you ever need to plug anything in, any kind of equipment, shavers, hand tools, whatever we've got, we can plug in.
Cords all over.
Exactly. We don't have to string out a bunch of cords.
Right.
So eventually, I think we need to have another electric fence box on this end, dig through the road, and do these pins. I had this pin done once because I had my mare out here. She's a 1,700-pound giraffe Mustang Cross. And these fences were like toys to her. And so I electrified that one at one point so that she would stay out of it. So
Yeah, they can raise havoc with a fence.
they definitely do. They definitely do. So these are the two horses that were abandoned out here in January. The white Arab there has almost no teeth. He's got maybe 4 teeth in his whole head. So he has to have a specialized diet. This one here starts coughing if he's eating hay. So I figure that that's probably, they were from the same place, they were left here at the same time, and I figure that's probably why the people got rid of them, because it's expensive to feed them pelleted feeds and grains and that kind of thing, as opposed to hay. And these guys go through quite a bit of it. So
that's what the pelleted hay is that you guys get. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
is
for
there-
him, I actually have to soak it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And him, he can eat it regular, but
Do horses have something called megaesophagus?
yeah.
So I wonder that's what that, because llamas have that
Yeah,
problem, and that's what
exactly.
that is. Yeah.
And a lot of these
There's
little
nothing
quarter
you can
horses,
do. Yep.
they
Yep.
started breeding the heck out of these quarter horses for a while there, as you know. They wanted cowy horses. And a lot of them ended up with mega esophagus or an extra
Right.
flap in their esophagus.
Right.
And so I'm pretty sure I
That's
haven't
probably what he's got.
I haven't bothered to have him scoped. Dr. Everman thinks it's the same thing.
Yeah. There's
So-
probably not any point. I mean, if
No.
he's got the symptoms, there's no use to putting
No.
him through it.
And he does really well. He's rideable. He's a really neat guy. He's got real good manners. He's a real easy guy. He gets winded quickly, so you know.
What's his name?
I call him Buddy.
That's Buddy.
Yeah,
And
because
well, they didn't
He's
have
probably
names
can't get
'cause-
enough air with the
Yeah.
pellet
No,
in there.
yeah.
He just
Exactly.
can't
It gets
enough.
winded.
Can't get enough, and
Yeah,
So-
llamas will just fall over, kind of like a fainting goat,
yeah, yeah.
and cough and wheeze and
That was
Yeah.
one of Harriet's. That was like that. He's still pretty
Yeah.
good. I saw him last
yeah.
week. So, yeah. So these guys are pretty expensive to keep.
Yeah.
Easy for like a single horse owner.
Mhm.
I mean, it's real easy. You're not fighting a bale of hay and all this
Yeah,
other stuff.
yeah.
You dump some stuff in a bucket,
Right. Right.
you know. So.
I'm
Oh,
scratching.
itchy, itchy. I'm so glad we don't have chiggers on our trees. Oh, that feels good. Well, I think what we can do is we can hop on this and go take a ride out to where the irrigation is. And we'll
Okay.
get that out of the way in
Oh,
case
shoot,
you end up
it's
having
still
to.
going. I thought I turned it off.
It takes a few seconds for it to stop.
There,
You're
it
not
stopped.
going with
Nope.
me. No, boo.
It's
you're
not stopped.